Hi, I'm Annie. This is Books with Annie. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. We are going to be discussing my 26 books that I would like to read in 2026. Obviously, I would like to read more than that because I have so many books on my own TBR, and if you haven't seen that video, I will link it, that I really should be reading from my physical TBR. So my entire 26 and 2026 list is from my already owned physical TBR. It's gonna be a long one, so let's just get into it. Before We Were by Monique Medved. I think I saw one person talk about this book and I was like, yeah, I want to read that. So yeah, we're gonna read this in 2026. And then we have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. This is about female friendship, and I love books about female friendship, so I cannot wait to get to this. I haven't ever finished a book by Kristen Hanna. I've started The Nightingale and never been able to get through it, but that's going to change this month. I'm going to finish it. I enjoy her writing. I think I just put it down and never picked it back up. So I'm excited to try other things from her as well, especially about something that I care so deeply about, which is, again, female friendship. And then we also have The House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Crescent City series. Before I get to this, though, I plan on finishing my reread of the ACOTAR series, as well as rereading the first two books in this series. So we'll see if this gets done. If it does, it probably won't be until December. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. And then we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I would love to get this read before the movie comes out, which I don't even know when that is, but I'm really hopeful that I can read this book. I love Haymitch Abernathy, so I'm hoping I love this. It's more of his story within the Hunger Games series, if you didn't know. And then we have City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This Mortal Instruments book 2. This is part of her huge series, overarching world of the Shadowhunters. I really liked the first book. It's following Clary as she discovers she's not like other girls. But yeah, I'm excited to continue this, and maybe this is the year where I read the series instead of just continuing to push off book 2. And then Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This is the second book in his Beartown series. I loved the first book so much. It made me cry, it made me feel hope, it made me just feel everything. And it is so good, and I'm very intrigued by the second book and honestly even the third book. So I'm just ready to get into it and feel some really heavy emotions. And then we have Ashford Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. I read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, I think 2 years ago at this point, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to get into the sequel and see what's going on with Delilah's friend, and I just really think that I'm going to love this book. Then we have If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I don't read a lot of dark academia, so I'm intrigued by how I'm going to feel with this book. It has a lot to do with Shakespeare, I think, and I love Shakespeare, so I'm excited to get into this. And also, there's going to be so much drama. I can't wait. And we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I've read one other book by Carrie Maniscalco, and it was the start of a different series. Maybe I should just prioritize reading the Jack the Ripper series, but I really want to get to this series, so this is on the TBR. Okay, well, I'll just read the little tagline. 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. So, very excited for that. And then we have Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. This is about grief, family dynamics, and chess. So I'm interested in all of those, and I can't wait to see what she does with this story to make those all come together. And I have read only one other book by Sally Rooney, and that was Normal People. So I'm hoping that I like this one as well, because I really did enjoy Normal People when I read it. So I'm excited to get to this. Okay. This next one, I know I'm probably like the last person on the planet to read this. Honestly, there's a lot on this list that I'm probably the last person to get to. But I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Yeah, I don't know why it's taken me so long to get to this. I think it's because there was so much hype for the first one, and then people just didn't love the sequels. So I'm a little worried, but there's Ordinaries, Elites. I don't know how it's all gonna come together. I think there's Trials, maybe I really don't know. Hunted, Hunter, Destined for Each Other. So some kind of forbidden romance, I'm guessing. That sounds exciting to me. I'm hoping I'm gonna love it. And then The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Again, I don't really know much about this, but I trust Jessa Hastings, and I'm very interested in seeing what this is about. I can't remember the last time I couldn't get a handle on myself and my emotions, but the lid is slipping. Something about the slipping lid feels like it's Sam Penny's fault. Like he broke the seal and he's slowly opening me up. That sounds really interesting to me. I love Jessa. So, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I have never read this. I do know the plot twist. I don't care. I'm going into this and I'm very excited for it. I almost had my books topple over. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. This is like a original thriller mystery type situation, and I cannot wait. And if you don't know the twist, don't look it up, because I'm sure this will be more impactful if you don't know it. But even though I do know it, I'm still excited and I think I'm gonna love it. Yeah, I can't wait. And then Cross the Line by Simone Saltani. I really like Formula One. My partner really likes Formula One, so I'm interested to see what my thoughts and opinions are for this F1 romance. I've only read one other F1 romance, I think it was Throttled by Lauren Asher. Is that her name? I don't know. It was fine, but I didn't love it. But I'm excited to get to this one because I have heard good things about it, and it seems like something that I'm gonna really enjoy. Her brother's best friend sends her heart racing in the sparkling Formula One romance. I love brother's best friend. I think that's such a fun trope. So yeah, and this cover is so stinking cute. I'm excited. Then we have The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. I read A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen last year, I think, or maybe the year before that. I can't remember. And I loved it. And I'm excited to get to this. I would like to wait until the summer because I've heard that it's a really good summer fantasy. But I'm really intrigued by the way that this magic system works. I don't know much about it, but every time I hear something about it, I'm very intrigued. The back says, a sweeping, sizzling fantasy romance filled with political intrigue and passionate love. So that's intriguing to me. I'm excited about it. And then we have The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. This is the third in the Ravenhood, the Ravenhood series. And the first one, when I read it the first time, I was obsessed. I was hooked. And then I reread it and I was like, oh, what is this? But I had a fun time at the same time. And then I read the second one and I was like, this is a weird fever dream, but I'm having such a good time. Like, I can't not read it. And then it also made me really sad and I cried. I don't know. So I'm intrigued by this one. It follows somebody that I'm not like super intrigued by, but also really intrigued. I really don't know how to explain the series. I think the less you know, the better when you go into it, but it's a fun time. It claims that it's a modern day Robin Hood retelling that is steamy, intensely emotional, and utterly original, which, yeah, I would say that's true. I like it. And then we have Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray. This is the second book in the, what is the series called? A Diviner's novel, so the Diviner series. First book, we're following Evie in the 1920s, and there's this like string of really weird murders that are happening, and I'm assuming that in the rest of the series we're following her as more occultish things happen. So her, I think, uncle owns this like occult museum, and she is like living with him, working in the museum, and things start happening. So I'm assuming it's just more of that in this book, and I am excited because I really did like the story in the first book. So Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I cannot believe I haven't gotten to this yet, but I haven't, unfortunately. I love Emily Henry's writing. I am intrigued by everything she puts out. I have such a fun time with it every single time. And yeah, I just can't wait to see two writers trying to write the same memoir while also getting a really fun story about an old lady. I think that sounds wonderful. And then we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. I never read the Harry Potter series growing up, but I was always obsessed with the movies. And in the last few years, I've made it my mission to read the entire series, and it's taken me a while because I'm taking my time with them, but I'm loving it, and I'm putting this book off because it's the end of it, and I am going to be devastated, but I'm excited for it, so. Then we have Cursed Fates by the Twisted Sisters, Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This is the fifth book in the Zodiac Academy series. We're following Tori and Darcy as they are trying to navigate this new world in the Fae realm. They grew up in the mortal realm thinking they were humans, come to find out they're princesses. But the only way they can get their inheritance is by graduating from this school where these four boys are going, and they've grown up thinking that they were the true heirs, or that they were going to be the heirs, whatever you want to say. And so they bully the girls to try to get them to leave, but then they all kind of end up falling for them a little bit, in some way or another. So yeah, it's a whirlwind. We left off on such a big cliffhanger in the last book that I am so intrigued and so ready to get into this book, but I'm also terrified. These books are kind of like, they get longer every time you get to the next one. So yeah, this one's huge. It is over, I think it's almost 900, if not over 900 pages. Yeah, over 900 pages. 941 pages. I can do it. It's just terrifying, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm loving that series. I'm having such a good time with it. If you start reading it and you're like, what is this? Why is everybody obsessed with this? Just keep going. Keep going. It's so good. And then we have The Appeal by Janice Hallett. But I heard about it on YouTube and I was like, that sounds so good. Basically, you are just like plopped in the middle of these detectives trying to figure out what has happened, and you're being told what has happened through emails and text messages and detective notes, and you're just trying to piece it together, and you finally are told, I think at the very end, who it is, but you're also working as a detective to figure out what happened. Very fun. And then we have Quicksilver by Callie Hart. No, I haven't read it yet. I'm so sorry. And I I'm excited and terrified, and I want to get to it this month, but we'll see. I'm hoping it happens, but we'll see. And then we have Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is kind of like Carvel, but on an island, I think. No, I'm thinking of Lightlark. But this is also kind of like Carvel, and I'm interested to see how I like it because I do really like Carvel. So I think the comparison will be an interesting time. But if the only two rules are to stay alive and don't fall in love, I'm a little worried for our main character Ophelia because I'm pretty sure she's gonna fall in love. She might stay alive, but she's gonna fall in love. That's breaking the rules. Then we have Wild Card by Elsie Silver. This is the fourth and final book in the Rose Hill series. And this is about a girl who falls in love with her ex-boyfriend's dad. That sounds like fun to me, and he is a single dad. So yeah, big huge age gap. All of my favorite tropes. I can't wait. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, and I'm excited. I love Elsie Silver. She has written so many good books. Some of them I'm like, they're fine, but I've never hated any one of her books. So I'm excited to get to this. Sebastian Russo is a grumpy, hot as hell fire pilot who is too damn good with his hands. It's the perfect combination, but unfortunately for Gwen, he's also her ex-boyfriend's dad. Sounds fun. The Defender by Anna Huang. This is a stalker romance novel, and I'm excited because I thought that the first book in the series was fine. Soccer is my favorite sport, if you don't know. Like my favorite sport. Arsenal's the best team, so good. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes because we're following a guy who was a side character in the first book. He was like the main girl's brother, and he was not my favorite, but I'm interested to see how he is with his love interest in this book. It says he has to play by the rules, but for her he'd break them all. And I'm pretty sure she's like his sister's best friend. So could be fun. And then last but not least, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I read the Carvel series 2 years ago? Last year? 2 years ago? I can't remember. It's been a minute. I really enjoyed it. I'm interested to see how this series redeems a character, but I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm hoping to really enjoy this series. Everybody loves it. Everybody who liked or didn't like Carvel likes this series, so I think that's so cool. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to this. I think it's going to be fun. And if you don't know, how far would you go for happily ever after is the tagline. Evangeline Fox has always believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Can't believe that. Men, am I right? Yeah, that's all of the books on my 26 in 2026. I am excited for all of them, which I don't think I've ever been for any of the lists that I've made for as many years as I've been watching BookTube and had the idea to do whatever number in whatever year. I honestly think that I could get through all of these this year because I am so excited about every single one of them. And if you're interested, if I do, stick around, follow my journey while reading these, and like this video if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'd love to have you here. Bye.